What's up, beautiful people? So in this one, we're going to be watching a very interesting, thought-provoking, controversial interview by an Egyptian comedian, Bassem Youssef. This one, he shares some very insights that a lot of people agree with, but a lot of people are going to find to be very appalling and very disrespectful about Israel, especially if you're, from the or on the Israeli side. I always say it's better to be objective in situations like this, so you can, at least pay attention to both sides. So I'm bringing this to you from a point of being objective, and I'm sharing the information, but you do with it what you want. But it's an interesting interview. His approach and how he even starts and introduces the interview is very interesting. So I want you to pay attention to it.
You have family in Gaza, your wife's family, your in-laws are there, right?
Yes.
And tell me, can you talk to them?
No, I've been touring, so it's been difficult. It's been difficult enough for them to be in touch with my wife and her family. But the thing is, they have many families there, like cousins and uncles, and they're all left their houses in Khan Yunis and Gaza and northern Gaza. And now they are in one apartment, in one building in Rafah, sharing it with 25 other families. And at any moment we can hear a bomb drop. But it's okay, because Israel will apologize, I'm sure, as they usually do. I was so happy to listen to their sincere apology for killing the people from Central Kitchen. Oh my God, the pain that they have to go through. Even one of their spokesmen tweeted on Twitter, it's like, see what Hamas made me do. It's it is so interesting. And the thing is, what's really, for me, what's very interesting is the outrage, the global outcry. It's like, oh, how could you do that, Israel? But we forget James Miller, a British filmmaker that was also killed by Israeli snipers. We forget Tom Hartland, which he was also a British activist who's killed in the head. We forget Shireen Abu Aqla, the American-Palestinian reporter. It's like every time it's like, oh, Hamas did it. Oh, we did it. Oh, we're so sorry. Let's continue. There's no accountability. And I know, let's continue. There's no accountability. And I know, and I say it everywhere I go, if Israel today ended the war, they will be actually praised. It's like, thank you so much for not killing more Palestinians. Maybe they even give a Nobel Peace Prize to Netanyahu.
Okay, so far, what do you think about his comments? Do you think that what he's saying is right? Is that Israel's approach to what is going on? Let me know what you think. This is going to be a very sensitive one, so while you're sharing your thoughts, I'd like you to be very respectful in the comment section. I've heard people share similar thoughts, but also from the Hamas side, some people have given Hamas some intense criticism for the atrocities they've committed against Israel as well. But being objective, talk to me in the comment section.
This will happen, this will actually happen. Israel will be praised. There will be absolutely no accountability of what they did in Gaza for the past 6 months. This is what pains me. It's not like at the ending of the war. It's like after the war. It's like nothing they have done.
How do I react to you? How do I react to what you're saying and
I want you to react to me as if we are both citizens of the world. Mm-hmm. Because,
I did. That's why I said what you're doing and and your piece.
And I want you for 1 second, have an exercise. Step out of your anchor chair and look at the Western media as a viewer, and see from the eye of a viewer the horrendous work that the Western media has done.
Tell me.
Because for months, the Western media went with the Israeli story, decapitated babies, gang rape, all of this. And then we know about the Hannibal Directive. We know how the Israeli troops killed a lot of their own citizens. Not I'm saying that Hamas didn't do anything, of course. All of the decapitated baby stories were debunked. The story that Anthony Blinken went in and talked about the Hamas fighters who killed and raped and cut limbs and then had breakfast. All of that was debunked. And then the Western media, not a single time, they said, we're sorry, we messed up. We led the whole world to believe these lies in order to justify the daily killing of Palestinians. And not a single person came out and retracted their lies. And not even said, we should even look at what we said and we apologize for it. This is the problem, And you're talking about sexual violence.
That is not even the situation with just Hamas. This is the topic right now. But they do with so many other things. Even with the pandemic, a lot of things were said that shouldn't have been said, and resulted in a lot of mandates that shouldn't have, or they weren't really necessary at the time. But nobody retracted the statements. even the people who said it. We saw a certain prime minister, I'm not going to call his name, after mandating certain things, he came on the media afterwards to say, I didn't mandate anything. People have the choice to do what they want to do. No, you made a mandate. You put it in play. Yeah, this is the media we face right now. That's why nobody watches all these media platforms anymore. People rather go on YouTube, even watch my channel, go on Valuetainment, go on Redacted TV to get their news, because this mainstream media, they suck.
Against what happened, but nobody is talking about sexual violence on Palestinian women every single day. Nobody is talking, like I remember 2016, where the whole media was up in arms about Russia interference in elections. Nobody is talking about how AIPAC is basically bragging about paying all of these politicians to win their elections. Nobody is talking about that, and I wonder, as someone who left the Middle East and came to the West with the promise of free expression, and to say whatever I want, and I come here and I say all of these red lines about not talking about Israel, because if we talk about Israel, if we talk about it, we're going to be suddenly called anti-Semitic.
Do you not think the tone is changing, given the mounting death toll?
Slightly, but it is performative rage. Like the world leaders are so enraged about Israel killing the 7 workers, and we talk about that, but I find that there's more rage about killing 7 foreign workers more than the rage about killing 30,000 Palestinians.
I mean, look.
Remember when we
say that?
Remember when 30,000 was too much? Remember when 3,000 Palestinians was too much?
Yeah.
You know what happened? 3,000. Tomorrow, if 300,000 Palestinians killed, nobody will care. Nobody will care. Numbers don't mean anything.
Why
anymore.
do you think that is?
Because they don't look at Palestinians as equal human beings.
It is really hard to hear you say and hear others say that they don't look at us as people.
Because they were deemed animals, terrorists, Hamas sympathizers. Remember when we were out all the rage about babies killed in incubators, then baby killed of hungers, and then people killed in stampede, and then it's old news now. Remember when we were talking about, did Hamas or did Israel bomb the Al Ahli hospital, and since then Israel bombed 36 hospitals? It's just they move too fast. And by the time you just catch up and you corner them, it's well, I'm entitled. I mean, if you talk about it, you're anti-Semitic. I'm doing this to protect myself. Here's the thing. Every time Israel say Israel have the right to defend itself. Israel had the right to exist. And I would say Israel have the right to go F itself.
Okay. Let me know what you think about those.
You have family.
Let me know what you think about that. Very interesting views, of course, he's coming from a place of, he supports, because I think his wife and their family, his wife is from Palestine, I think so, and then she has family in Gaza. So there might be a little bit of bias, there might be, I'm not saying there is, but he has interesting points there. For me, I'm not going to come ever pick a side and be I'm for Israel, I'm against Hamas. No, it's not about that. It's about the innocent people who have nothing to do with politics, who have nothing to do with leadership or decision making in the city, being caught up in the crossfire and losing their lives. It's about these innocent people not having food or sufficient, or even living as a normal person. Imagine living and if you walk out of the streets, there could be a bomb there or somebody shoots you. What kind of life is that? And this is not just from the Gaza end. The Israeli side too, because I'm hearing there are lots of attacks now on Israel, and there are lots of attacks on Gaza as well. It shouldn't be happening from both sides. If the governments want to make a decision where they want to fight each other, let the government go and say there should be a wrestling match or UFC match, fight to the death. Let the government officials go and fight, but stop getting civilians, innocent civilians involved with this. That is the sad part. I literally unfollowed a bunch of people from my Instagram because they kept posting. I wake up every morning and I'm seeing videos of babies going through it. I'm like, no man, this is heartbreaking. I can't keep seeing this every day. I can't keep. So I had to unfollow them because I was heartbroken. I didn't want to get in a bad mental state. But let me know what you think about this. If you do agree with Bassem Youssef, feel free to let me know. Bassem Youssef, pardon me. Feel free to let me know. If you disagree, also share your thoughts. It's an open dialogue. I mean, there's always a need for a dialogue, so we know how to meet at the center of equilibrium, right? So share your thoughts and critique anything you want to, critique, and we'll have a discussion in the comment section. Have a very, very wonderful day, and I appreciate you for checking out the video. Peace.